Liberty gets a chance, just like we do, to see the new New York Mets City Connect jerseys as they debut.
Francisco Lindor looking for his first non-strikeout of the game, bottom of the 8th.
He went around, but the ball gets away from Contreras. The throw is high, and Lindor is safe at first base. Arguing with home plate umpire Erich Bacchus, who was claiming that he was out of the baseline on his way to first, and Lindor incensed.
A lot to talk about. Hi everyone, Lindsay. Let's start with out of the baseline. Rule 509B1 states that a runner is out if they run more than 3 feet away from their base path to avoid being tagged. This rule does not apply to this play because number 1, it's a base path, not a base line, and number 2, there is no tag attempt.
That's what they teach you.
Here is an illustration of baseline versus base path as well as tag attempt, which gives you the opportunity to do a base path calculation. Once again, no tag equals no out of the base path call. This play was a thrown ball. It's something else.
Carlos Mendoza comes out and is apoplectic.
Instead, the rule here refers to the runner's lane. A runner is out if they run to the left of or to the right of in those red spaces outside the runner's lane, and in doing so interferes with the fielder taking the throw at first base. A recent rules change to professional baseball widened the lane ever so slightly to include the dirt area between the foul line and the grass cutout, mainly so plays like these would not result in runner's lane interference, and Dave Martinez would have no reason to get thrown out for arguing runner's lane interference.
To be called for interference.
Lindor arguing, I was in the lane. Let's fact check that.
I agree with you, John. I feel like Lindor probably went a little too far.
Well, he was running right at Paul Goldschmidt, and by running right at him, anticipating the...
Whatever angle you want to use for this, they all show the same thing. Objectively, Lindor was not within that runner's lane, and he was not within that 2024 extension to the runner's lane. And I just realized the Fox TV graphics on this are incorrect. It's not the foul territory dirt outside of the lane that's part of it. It's the fair territory dirt inside on the left side that's part of the expansion. At least it's as good as their strike zone graphic.
Ball 4. So Major League Baseball's thinking was, well, it allows batters to take a more direct path to first base while making sure you're not in a position to be called for interference.
Now that we stipulated Lindor was not within the lane, that's not the end of it, because the rule states that he has to actually interfere, and specifically interfere with the fielder taking the throw at first base.
Actually, the umpire, I think, now that we see it, made the right call.
Erich Bacchus is a young umpire. It's only his 3rd full season in service. And younger umpires, when you're coming up, you're typically going to go by the book because that's what has gotten you to this point.
I'm going to show you the college rule to really drive the point home. It's different than the pro rule. College has a specific interpretation that states that if the runner being not within that lane alters the throw of a fielder, then that runner should be called for interference. High school is somewhat similar in that you're just plain old out if you are not within the runner's lane.
The throw, even though it was a bad throw.
In high school, the runner's out simply for not being within the lane. In college, you can call the runner out if you feel that his illegal position caused the bad throw. But in pro, there is no allowance whatsoever for interference with the fielder making the throw, just the fielder taking the throw. So just because this is a bad throw, that doesn't mean it's interference. In pro, specifically, it's not. The standard is, could the throw reasonably retire the runner if not for the runner being there? And you're only looking at that from the side of the fielder taking the throw. So could this first baseman catch this ball if the runner wasn't there and retire him or not? And in my opinion, that's kind of questionable. I didn't have reasonable retirement, so that's why I thought that in professional, Lindor, even though his position was illegal, did not actually commit runner's lane interference because the throw was bad. You have to interfere with something. I would no call this play. Whereas in college or in high school, this is runner's lane interference.
Well, the umpire is making the contention that there was nowhere for him to throw it but high.
This call would have been fabulous in high school or college.
I don't think they're going to be able to win this argument.
Thanks for the question. Like, subscribe, channel memberships, Discord, closecallsports.com. Coming up next.
2. Burdick checks his swing, appeal to first, and whoa.
Jen Powell, the home plate umpire, said that he did swing, but the base umpire, Velez, said that he didn't. And so Norfolk is furious.
We'll talk about this Jen Powell ejection concerning conflicting calls by two different umpires. That's next time on Close Call Sports.